As a student growing up in the world of music, the thought of becoming an educator in the stream of music never ceases to cross my mind. I have often wondered more about the role of the teacher inside the classroom as an educator, a mentor if you will. Throughout this semester, I've discovered more about the importance of the teacher in a classroom environment and what it means to understand the connection of student to teacher within the classroom setting. Much of this comes from the experiences I have had with past mentors, particularly my former high school choir conductor, Don Sills. From the years I've known him, I can see that there's this passion he has to ensure that he can connect with each and every chorister in his choir, both musically and socially.
Today's society, it means a lot. It means that people that go into teaching in this profession have an interest on the next generation. And this generation that's coming up, like every generation, everyone says, oh, you know, this last generation was worse off than this one. It seems to be getting worse. And a lot of, for us as teachers, there's so much to do in a sense of being a big brother, a caregiver, like a mentor, inspire them. You have the disciplinary, it's so much.
One thing that struck with me was his philosophy of ensuring that each preceding generation in school is as good, if not better than the last. I often ponder on this thought, as music is an ever-changing entity in this world. With a change in music comes a different taste by students in what should be taught in the classroom as well. Many of my friends who are in music often wanted some time in order to showcase their own ideas and imaginations to their peers. And as educators, we should look towards allowing such ideas to be heard in the classroom. As Maud Hickey mentioned in her workshop, creativity is not something you teach, it is something you provide the space for. One of the other things that stood out to me this semester was the need for educators to be flexible and adaptive. As I have said before, music is something that has evolved over time. I feel that educators should learn to adapt to what students want to learn instead of forcing the curriculum, and that we should also learn to step out of the stigma of sticking to what Leslie Rose and June Countryman refer to as the elements of music. Leslie Daw speaks out in an article about this same topic, saying that it is important that we recognize that this can stretch beyond the traditional constructs we have learned to accept over the many years of professional training and extend to encompass both a creative and collaborative approach to teaching and learning in the music classroom. This course has given me a chance to explore what it means to be a role model for students. If I were to describe my teaching philosophy, I would have to say that being a teacher is more than teaching basic rudiments in theory. It begins with having that connection with each student to ensure that everyone feels included and listened to. Ryan Hourigan mentions the idea of invisible students within his article, in which he states that music educators should be concerned with these students and should foster an atmosphere that is welcoming and promotes acceptance. Flexibility inside of the classroom is also something to keep in mind as well. I feel that flexibility is what students look for in a teacher, and that it allows their voice to be heard as well by trying new things that are tied in with the curriculum. Whether it be involving traditional or modern music, I feel that being adaptable to what students want is what makes educators more likable and focused on adapting to the changing world of music. With all of this in mind, I will keep all of what I've learned in this semester in mind and hopefully use these ideas in the classroom as a future educator one day. With that, thank you for listening.